This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joynton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Tom Pelkey from Huron Humane Society. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
I'm good. Great to see you. Happy New Year. And you brought Scooby with you today. Scooby wants to be adopted so bad. He's so exuberant.
That's right.
And ready to go.
Yeah, he wants to go home with everybody here.
Yes, he does.
He's been at the shelter several months now. He's housed back in our new section.
Okay.
And he's 6 or 7 years old. We're not quite sure. Really good health. Fully housebroken. Great guy.
Rides well in the car.
Rides well in the car, yeah.
He needs maybe a little man or someone to give him some tender, loving care, but he gets along well with everyone.
Yeah, he lacks class, but
Yes.
he's got personality.
He certainly does, and he's very friendly and wants to be adopted. And we really don't know what kind of dog he is, probably Shepherd. And
Shepherd, I'm thinking Shepherd.
Because of the
and Husky,
ears.
They said something, when they dropped him off, I thought I heard they said Shepherd and Lab, but I
Okay.
don't see the Lab.
I don't either.
He's a nice boy.
He's brindle-colored, a nice dog, and ready to be adopted. So
Yep.
contact Huron Humane Society for more information if you
Yep,
want
that's right. Talk to Natalie or anybody who
a
has
dog
to
that's
go
through
home.
all the puppy things, someone that can move right in and
Yep.
be in his forever home, give you a call.
That's right.
Okay, and something else we want to talk about today is the gala, the biggest,
Yep.
most important fundraiser of the year.
That's right. That's our biggest event.
And it's real important that we get a good attendance and get some good auction items.
Yep. Costs have really gone up for the animal care. Feed's gone up. Medications have gone up, and
Cold weather, heat, can't
the
imagine.
utility bill has been through the roof, and we're hoping to make this our biggest one. We're still taking donations for the auctions, and we get all kinds of different things.
You do.
Oh yeah, we get, as you know, we get
Yes, most unique items.
dinner gift certificates. We get trips with airfare, you know, at exotic places. We get crafts from local artists, and we have a lot of nice paintings we get.
I went to Lori Steffen's office at Real Estate One and saw a little motorcycle that Conrad Brewski made by hand, and it's a rocking motorcycle. It is beautiful. It's a one-of-a-kind item. It's so unique, so someone will want to have that in their home.
Yeah, last year somebody donated an antique table that we auctioned off, and I even had time to make something this year.
Yay! What did you make, Tom?
I made a curio shelf and a coat rack out of rough sawn cedar.
Perfect. Now, are the tickets still available?
No, we're out of tickets. We're sold out, but we're still taking the items.
Still taking donation items. So if you missed out on the wonderful dinner at Sanctuary Inn and all the other good stuff, still we would love to have more donations for
That's
silent
right.
auction or for live auction. It's a lot of fun, and you're raising money to support the animals in your community.
Right. And anybody who'd like to make donations, for our operating costs, we appreciate all that too. About 85% of our total income comes from donations.
It's amazing. And if you think your $1 or $2 don't matter, they do.
That's right, because we keep our adoption fees down, in order to encourage adoptions, and so therefore we rely really heavily on donations. The building fund, if we're running down on that too, and we're trying to make all those improvements, and if anybody wanted to donate to the building fund, they could send a check to the Huron Humane Society. P.O. Box is
Hang on, baby.
I believe
Hang on, Scooby.
it's P.O. Box 733.
I think you lost your microphone there. You might want to pick it up. Okay.
Our P.O. Box is P.O. Box 733 in Alpena.
Okay.
And you could just tag if you wanted to donate to the building fund, just tag your check to that, and it would get to the right place.
And you can put that on while I'm talking now, but one of the things real important for people to know about is that Huron Humane Society, well, maybe Scooby has different ideas, but Huron Humane Society is a no-kill shelter. And we keep all of the animals, and we have a lot of animals there, and we need volunteers too. Always a big need for volunteers. So if someone's out there's listening and thinking, you know, long winter, cold winter months, I don't know what to do, you know, contact Huron Humane Society. You can play with kittens, you can play with cats, you can walk dogs, you can help clean pens, you can help clean the facility, you can help with fundraisers, you can make phone calls. There's so many wonderful things that need to be done there.
Yep, there's always something to do. Never a dull moment.
And you have, you know, a ton of good volunteers now and dedicated staff. So, you know, really call and give them a hand and help them out.
Yeah, we appreciate everything.
All right, anything else on that list you were supposed to talk about today?
No, not really. I just wanted to emphasize that, you know, we are this year's expenses have been really large, and any help that anybody can give us, we appreciate.
Okay.
And of course, we have a food pantry for those who've fallen on hard times to help them out feeding cats and dogs, and the public has been real generous with that.
And there's drop boxes all over town too, and just about any item you'd need at home for cleaning or maintaining your home, here on Humane Society can use. Cleaning products, towels, blankets, paper towels, bleach, you know, all those things that you need, plus the food, cat food, dog food, kitty litter, all those things are things that you can always use.
Yeah, we're cleaning 7 days a week for the whole year, and that uses a lot of soap.
Right. Leashes, you know, anything that a dog or an animal, you play toys, chew toys.
You go through a lot of leashes too.
Yes, you do.
Especially heavy ones.
You do. And now if someone was interested in adopting Scooby, do you know how much it would cost to adopt Scooby?
I believe the adoption cost, I think, for dogs is $70.
Okay.
Check with the office for sure, but that includes a lot of things.
Okay.
Because we're working with area veterinarians, so we have veterinarian care available through that. They get a physical, and we put a lot of time into them. We check their personalities and so forth, and we make sure they're in good health when they're adopted, and they get a certain number of their shots.
Okay.
And so there's a good value in the adoption fee, and they get a lot for their money.
Okay, we just want to make sure that we say thank you again to all the volunteers and the veterinarians that are helping you all the time. You couldn't maintain the animals in the shape and the condition that you do without all of that local help.
That's right.
And once again, if you're interested in dropping off an item for the live or silent auction, give you a call or stop by here on Humane Society, go to the web page, or give them a call.
And they can drop them off at Real Estate One or at the shelter, and we'll take it from there.
All right, thank you very much, Tom.
Thanks very much, Nancy.
I'll be right back with some information from Besser Museum following these messages. Hi, welcome back. I'm with Amanda Dozier from Besser Museum. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I know you have your Vietnam exhibit coming up, and I know it's going to be wonderful and exciting. And you know, I didn't love the Vietnam War, but everyone our age, everyone remembers the Vietnam War. Everybody knows something about it. Everyone knows someone that served there. Everyone knows a little bit about the politics about Vietnam. So tell me how it's going to be perceived.
And that's exactly it. I am so far removed. I mean, it was over long before I was born. Well, long before I was born. But I had uncles who served. Sure. So even if I was, removed a generation or two, there's still that connection there. We have family members who were lost in Vietnam. And that's a lot of the things that we're getting. If we're people coming in and talking to us isn't necessarily the veteran themselves, but sometimes it's a family member or just remembering some little tidbit or piece of information. It was, an entire generation that really lived through that.
The lottery. The lottery, everybody got called, everyone got drafted, get ready to go, and I remember the panic, and I remember when they would draft and the numbers would come up, and my brother and we were all so afraid. And
it wasn't necessarily the fear at home, it was the fear over there, and it was really one of the first wars and conflicts that the media was so involved.
Yes.
And that really put a whole different stigma on things. So basically what we are just trying to do at this point is bring it into a tribute to the veterans who served or to the families who were affected. So what we're asking people to do, if you know a veteran or if you're a veteran yourself or a family member of a veteran, so on and so forth, to come in and talk to us. If you have some artifacts that you'd like to put on loan only. This isn't something we're asking for a donation. This is just loaned items to bring in, and we can put it on display and tell the story better. Really take a connection. For someone like me, someone like my daughter who's 11 years old who has no idea what any of this stuff is really kind of great. We already have school groups booked for it. They heard we were doing it. And a lot of this stems, we started with the World War II. It's a huge, it's such a wonderful call to the community, did great. It was fantastic that we did the Korean War. We were like, really, this is kind of something we need to do for the community, for the veterans, for everybody. So we're going to keep carrying it on all the way until the current conflicts we have, every other year. So yeah, we have school groups that are very interested in coming already. And Randy, the exhibit manager, is who you'd be talking to. He also sets it up really well and does all the tours. This man, I have not seen his nose not in a book since he started doing this, reading, studying, talking to the veterans. We had a veteran come in a couple of days ago that came in at 10 o'clock in the morning and left at 1:30 in the afternoon. Wow. And they just talked and talked, and there was crying. And
the stories that, would be lost if we didn't preserve them and have them out there.
Exactly.
I know, like you said, family members and all the different things that happened and the social things that were going on, burning of the flags and the protesting of the war. That's the first time it started.
And exactly, and a lot of that, had to do with the media. Not that they're knocking the media either, but that was just the generation it was in. And it is a lot of this as well. I am learning a lot where you have some of these veterans that are just shaking their head going, we just did what they told us to do, but they were treated so poorly when they came back to the States. And so a lot of this is healing for them because we're there to listen to whatever side of the story they want to tell us. We are not judging, this is your story, and we're going to tell it. And we're finding a lot of great, there's also going to be it's not the Vietnam Memorial Wall, but it is a wall from Michigan. All of the KIAs and POWs from Michigan will be on display. It's going to be huge. It'll run the whole length of our planetarium wall.
Wow.
So that's going to be quite powerful and moving. We talked to the gentleman about that the other day.
It will, and you'll see people looking up names and crying. I've been to the memorial, and it's just amazing what you see and the feeling in the air. And
right now, as we talk about this stuff, just because in the few weeks that we've been doing this,
excuse me,
I'm overwhelmed, and I can't imagine how Randy feels listening to all these stories too.
I know.
But in the same sense, some of the veterans are walking away. It's almost like you can see a weight's gone almost because they're telling this story sometimes for the first time. So if anybody's interested in being part of this exhibit, part of this project, please give us a call.
And
even just come in. We're always there.
If you know a family member, if you know a friend, talk to them and say, hey, this exhibit's really important. Let's get your story told.
Exactly.
Let's preserve it for history. Let's let people realize the importance and the impact that the Vietnam War had on our area.
Absolutely, and it is not just I mean, that's the thing too. Here, just in Alpena alone, the things that we are coming, it's very moving already, and we haven't even set the exhibit yet.
So it'll run from May till?
It'll run from May till October. It is one of the longest exhibits that we are going to have this year. It will encompass the whole summer. We'll have lecture series to go along with it. We're going to have a special day where the wall will be there, where we're going to invite people to come in and so on and so forth. So it'll be all summer long.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what else is happening?
Well, now we have an amazing historic train exhibit going on right now. On March 11th, it's a Tuesday evening at 6 p.m., local historian Ron Cady and David Moore are going to do a talk on the history of trains and Alpena architecture, which is going to be beautiful that they're going to tie in the two, because you think of the architecture of the depot itself and then kind of tie it into Alpena. So it's free to the public. Come on in. We'll give you some coffee, maybe some cookies. You never know.
Okay.
It'll be great. Donations are welcome, but again, we're just opening the door. It's an open doors, open minds kind of concept. So
and a workshop. You said something about a workshop.
Well, that is the workshop, because we're going to do some slideshows with it and hopefully get some more interaction and start this bigger club. There's a railroad club. Didn't even know that. I know, I don't know these things. I love my job.
I looked online one time at something on eBay or somewhere for a Lionel train. It was worth like $22,000. What?
Yeah, we have a couple artifacts that we looked up. We have a Mickey Mouse and a Minnie Mouse on one of the little
hand carts.
Yeah, and we were like, whoa, like that's how much that one's going in a locked case, type of thing. So yeah, it's absolutely fun, so much fun.
Okay. And your hours are?
Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., 356-2202, if anybody ever has any questions. And don't forget about the planetarium
Yes.
show, Saturdays at 2 o'clock. Amazing stuff.
What's featured right now?
Right now is Connecting the Dots, which
Okay.
is current constellations, and then he tells you a little bit of the story and how they got their names, the
Okay.
shapes they make, that type of stuff. But he also is going to go down to a convention in Cleveland and hopefully bringing up some fresh new programs
Yay.
for our little Starball machine, which is a artifact in itself.
I bet
So
it is.
It's great.
Okay, one more time, how do we contact you?
We contact me, Amanda, at 989-356-2202. Always check out our website, which is bessermuseum.org, or find us on Facebook. We do a lot of Facebook stuff, too.
Good, and
Social
people,
media.
remember the Vietnam War exhibit. We want you,
Yes,
we want
please.
your information,
Please, please. If you want any more information, just contact us, too, and we'll send you a letter on kind of what we're looking for and that type of stuff. When it comes to artifacts, or however, if you're not sure, we're there to answer your questions.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you next month.
Yes.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Joynton following these messages.
To Talk of the Town. I'm Olin Joynton, president of Alpena Community College. I guess this morning, Mr. Tim Ratz of the ACC Manufacturing Technology Department. Welcome to the show, Tim.
Nice to
And you're an ACC instructor, but how about stepping back and tell the audience a little bit about your background? Where did you grow up, and how did you first interact with ACC?
Well, I'm a local person. Grew up in Hubbard Lake. Went to Alpena High School. I always kind of enjoyed being around the area. My plans were to stay around the area, and it was interesting when I graduated from high school. Up until that point, I had no intentions whatsoever of ever furthering my education and going on.
Oh, really? You were done.
I was done, and it's probably a combination of some friends I had that was their plan too, is to do things. I was going to look into other opportunities, and I was driving truck actually, and got laid off that fall, and that's when I realized, hey, something needs to change.
You know, we in the education biz, we talk about how your chances of being laid off or losing your job are less and less the more education you have.
Yes, and I quickly learned that. And when I started putting together resumes, I realized I didn't have much to put on the resume.
Okay, a lot of blank space.
I had no education really other than the high school.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine told me about the college.
Yeah.
And I went over and met with an instructor in the machine tool department. And that's kind of where everything got started.
You stuck your toe in the water. I think it took one course. Is that right?
I did. My plan was I wanted to take one course to get a job, and that was going to be it.
Okay.
And took that course and liked it.
Very good. And now I believe you're a holder of a master's degree.
Yeah, it was a strange road, but I started from that first class. I really enjoyed it. I took another class, and I took the certificate and the associate's degree, and then on to Ferris for a bachelor's, and continued on for the master's in education.
You were a beneficiary, I believe, for part of that program of the, the Winrick Scholarship.
Yes, that was very helpful. I had my master's half complete when I started here at ACC back in '03, and that worked out really well to finish continuing my education.
So Ferris is a really good partner. Its bachelor's degree and even master's degree programs connect very well with ACC curriculum. The pathway is smooth to transfer from one to the other, and they also have a kind of a community college identity. They offer associate degrees themselves, and they have a career and technical program emphasis there.
They do. They're very much like a community college atmosphere, very hands-on, lots of different programs that transfer well from ACC.
So what was your next job after being a truck driver? When did you start working for ACC?
Once I started taking classes at ACC, I spent about 3 years here taking classes. I knew I was going to transfer, so I took every class I could to transfer to Ferris with. I was working at a machine shop in town here, Magnaloy Coupling, for a couple of years.
Yes.
Got a lot of good, valuable experience there. Mm-hmm. And then when I went down to Ferris, I did an internship that turned into a co-op at a company, an automotive company called AutoCam in Kentwood, east side of Grand Rapids.
Right.
And then from there, I took on a full-time job with Hayworth Office Furniture down in Holland,
Right.
Michigan.
That's one of the great things about ACC. So many instructors have had careers in the real world, that's what we call it, and been in business, and then they will go to teach what they have learned firsthand, pass it on to the students.
Yes, and that makes a huge difference when you have been out in the field and you know what goes on in day-to-day business operations.
Well, how about a little description overview of the manufacturing tech field, the career opportunities available, what it's like to be a student in that field and then work in it, and then we'll get back to kind of a specialty area of yours, technical math.
Yeah, the machine tool technology program was what it used to be called. Now it's manufacturing tech with a CNC option, computer numerical control, and the current job outlook is really, really amazing for skilled trades out there, and this would be an area of skilled trades where you have to really know what you're doing in order to do the job.
That's what I hear, 30, 40, 50,000 job openings in Michigan for people who have the skills that we train for here, all over the state.
Yes, yes. Just talked here in the last couple of days with local employers. A lot of them are looking for skilled CNC machinists, and there's just not enough of them out there.
When you were working in that field, what did you like about that work the best?
For me, it was the hands-on part of being able to see a part be manufactured and watch it go to the customer, and you could see the end use of where it's going to be put into work.
Very good. Were you involved in the design and translation of CAD into CAM software and all that, or?
Yeah, a little bit. As a manufacturing engineer, and that's the program I went into with my bachelor's, they basically design processes. That's what that field does. So you take basically from a designer and you see the part through right to the customer. So
that's great. Now, a little bit on the math. Some people have a kind of trepidation about math, but you've helped innumerable students through that process and getting them to kind of math that really works with the program and the kind of work that they're going to be doing. Tell me about the math end of it.
Yeah, that's the other part of what I do is I teach the technical math component to pretty much all of our tech programs, vocational programs at ACC, and you know, we see a wide range of abilities coming in. Some people maybe haven't had math in 30 years. Others have had it last year in high school. And we try to take away the fear of math and start with the basics and take them right through all of the practical applied math that they're going to need on the job.
Well, it's not a lot of abstract theory. It's the kind of math that a person will use in a trade.
That's correct. It's all hands-on. I always tell the students, if you have any questions, where would I apply this, don't hesitate to ask, and we'll put together a problem related to your field.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for telling us about the program. How about giving the audience a little contact information in case there's somebody out there who says, you know, I think that might be for me, and the time is now.
Yeah, there's two instructors in the program, Bob Tosh and myself, Tim Rotz. You can contact my direct line is 358-7268, or stop by the college anytime, Besser Tech Center, and look us up in the machining department. We'd be glad to give you a tour, help you out in any way possible.
That's great. Well, you and Bob do great work in that program. Also want to point out to the audience our sign-up time for the fall semester will begin next month in March, and so stay alert for messages from ACC, and if you're the first in line to get the seats in these classes, you'll have better selection than if you wait to the last minute. Well, thanks again for being my guest, Tim.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.